Ladies and gentlemen, Liquor Talk. The one thing that is better than a Jet 2 Holiday, a Cover 2 defense, or a Tampa 2 defense. That's what beats all three of those. Liquor Talk coming to you for the season finale, the season 8 finale, the 7th anniversary episode. Fellas, I started with the fellas. We're going to end it with the fellas. This is how we're going to end it. 7 years of Liquor Talk. We going strong, y'all. But once again, I got to introduce the fellas. Bringing the vibes from New Orleans. It's Mr. New Orleans Finest. How you doing tonight, sir?
You know, I'm trying to stay afloat like a Philadelphia album. You know.
Already with the strays. I love it. Mr. Juggy holding down from Duval.
What's up, Vic? You know, I'm always riding with you all the way from the front of the bus to the back of the bus to the back of the limousine. This is how we do this thing. Happy anniversary, my brother.
Yes.
7 years.
7 years, over 300 episodes, over 10,000 downloads, over 200 different people that have appeared on Liquor Talk. Although some of them are not podcasting today, I'm a little disappointed with y'all, but hey, it is what it is. But I do want to start this episode by giving to both of you your flowers because y'all fucking earned them. Y'all showed me y'all are some ride or die hitters. I remember this guy named Joey Diaz. He said, you don't need a whole army of people. You just need one or two motherfuckers, three motherfuckers with you. I got two hitters right here. They have shown me time and time again that they are some goddamn hitters. They are ready to go. I appreciate y'all. I just want to give y'all flowers. I fucking appreciate y'all, man. I don't want y'all to ever think I take this shit for granted. I fucking appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have been amazing. And I just wanted to start this episode off by giving y'all flowers because y'all have earned it. Juggy, you were with me since episode 30 of Liquor Talk. Bro, if I would have known what I know now, I would have leaned on you sooner. You know, it's like, because, don't get me wrong, I got love for my first co-host, but it's like, you know, it's just, I could tell that chemistry was there, and then you would have opened the door for Godfrey to get on sooner. Man, I'm mad that me and Godfrey were in Duval at the same time. I'm like, God damn, man, we could have really been leaning on each other, man. So that's my one big regret, not leaning on y'all sooner. People, if you got quality people on your team, lean on those, ride with those horses. Don't ride with the people that's showing you that they have fastened it. Go with people that's going to bring it 100 every freaking time. So, once again, I want to thank y'all, fellas.
Hey, we appreciate you too, Vic. You know, one of the things I told you when you first started years ago, I can't believe it's been this long. One thing I told you, stay consistent. That God was going to bless you. God, you know what I'm saying? Liquor Talk has grown. And the real big thing about it is the wide range of topics that are covered that some people are afraid to go to. You're not afraid to have politics. You're not afraid to talk about sex. You're not afraid to talk about culture. You're not afraid to talk about anything. And a show that's versatile is a show that's going to last. And you have epitomized that. And guess what? You ain't got to worry about no big company like CBS firing you because you disagree with how you're doing that.
Hello.
You ain't got to make no settlements before you get your brother get into the Hall of Fame. You know, things like
Hell no. You know that. And then
why you got to do that? Why you got to do that?
But add on to that, the company he was planning on coming back to, we ain't got to worry about the company we were coming back to firing us on that same weekend. I'm like, man, why y'all had to overshadow this man getting fired? Y'all could have did this quietly, but you know what? It is what it is. I don't know what's up with his TikTok. Come on, TikTok. We fighting for you, man. We fighting for you. We hoping y'all stay afloat because we got somebody in office that want to get rid of it. But you know what? Another shout out goes to you, the listeners, the subscribers, the people that have been shouting out Liquor Talk, the people that be telling me, hey, I tuned in, your podcast is easy to listen to. And also, thank you to the haters as well, because y'all forced me to get it better too. And also, I want to say thank you to the people that said no to Liquor Talk. Yes, there are people I wanted to feature on Liquor Talk, but they said no to coming on to being a guest. I thank y'all as well, because in a way, y'all made me better as well, too, you know. Hey, y'all, Liquor Talk wanted your cup of tea, but hey, you missed out because we still having good times. I had to show y'all that, hey, with or without y'all, we're going to have some good times. And also, I do want to say thank you to the people who showed up for Liquor Talk, yet they never extended an invite to their podcast as well. You know, there's a lot of that as well because y'all didn't deter us as well. So I want to say thank you to all the haters. Thank you to all the people that showed up for Liquor Talk but never showed us love. You know, I want to say thank you to those people as well because hey, we see you out there. And also, I want to say shout out to the family as well because I've watched the family support grown as well because some family members were haters. I saw they would turn into haters. They turned into supporters. So I want to say shout out to y'all as well. I love y'all as well. I might have a family member on. I don't know. That might be a crazy episode if I have a family member on. But nevertheless, that's all the thank yous. And also to the people out there, find your thing and do it. I don't care what it is, whether it's podcasting, whether it's your artist. If you're willing to put in the work, the blessing's gonna come. And you can't keep saying, oh, I manifest this without doing the work. Put in the work, the shit is gonna come. While Juggy is over there trying to figure out TikTok. God damn you, TikTok. Help the brother out, man.
What?
Let go. Let the show go on.
All right, man. But listen, but once again, I do thank you
keep
too.
the shit flowing even with technical difficulties.
Yes, we've managed to keep the shit going with technical difficulties. Even when all of us are here in person, we keep the shit going even with technical difficulties.
What you trying to talk about?
I'm trying to talk about a lot of things, but
Understand with it. Blackberry juice.
Yes,
Solo cup.
Let's have a party. Let's have a party. Yes, yes. The red Solo Cup as well. Also, shout out to all the football teams out there who are going back, and also shout out to the babies that are listening to this that are going back to school. Parents, buy them damn kids some supplies.
First of all, why is your kid listening to Grown Folk Fitness?
Hello. Ooh.
That's why. That's why 6 Red famous bullshit like that. Bro. You need to cut that out.
Listen to the kids right now. I'm gonna say this last part. Be successful. Find your thing and do it. Hey, parents, don't be trying to beat your kids over the side of the head because some F's. Because there are plenty of motherfuckers who are millionaires, but they failed in school. So don't be trying to beat them over the side of the head. Don't be trying to punish them. Find their thing and do it because not everybody is book smart, you know.
Actually, here's the thing, parents. If you know you're not equipped to teach your kids, find somebody else to do it.
Yeah, also that too, because I don't need to see the TikToks of you yelling at your kid. Hey, Johnny has $5. I don't need to see them goddamn TikToks. And also, I don't need to see the TikToks of you exposing how dumb your kids are because that's just a reflection of you, if we're being honest.
Yeah, kids are a reflection of their parenting skills.
Hell yeah, because if you sitting here, because there's this one guy that was kind of pissing me off because he would always highlight his sons and how they don't know how to spell and they don't know how to add and stuff. Bro, that's a reflection of you, my friend.
I'm like, first of all, how the fuck your son don't know how to spell when you supposed to be teaching your son how to spell?
And why is you putting this on TikTok if we'd be on 100?
Man, y'all know I'm with the politics, and when you start taking a look at black kids, just in our state alone, and most of them, they're reading at a 3rd grade level, and they're passing them through the system. They're not really teaching them. The content is not culturally relevant to the kids. It's really designed to really fail them. And, not being able to read, I'm not going to say all. I'll say some of the athletes that we see on TV, you know what I'm saying? We watch the interviews and the press conferences. You notice that a lot of these guys, unfortunately, are not articulate.
That's true.
And the reason why they're not articulate is because they're not reading. Only when you read on a consistent basis and you're constantly growing and expanding your mind and you're challenging what you already have in there, that's kind of when you expand your vocabulary, so these kids know how to talk. And I love the vernacular, the YNs, and all this other stuff.
Expand the vernaculars.
Yeah, we need to expand them.
We're trying to get to the next level. We need to know how to do both.
Yes.
So make sure your kids read, and I ain't talking about no audio.
Yeah, be an educated brother, not a YN.
Yes, please be an educated brother. I also know when you need to get help. Also know when you need to hire a PR firm. That's what a lot of these athletes need. They need a PR specialist, a public relations specialist that will sit them down and tell them, hey, you need to say this. You need to up your vernacular instead of just relying on YNs and stuff. So,
first of all, if you out here saying YNs,
yes, you do.
I'm not even going to entertain you, bro. I'm like, how many podcasts and interviews I've watched where like a bunch of dudes be like, know what I'm saying? Like Cuzzo and like, bro, sit your ass to the back of the bus, bro. Like,
yeah. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm not even gonna hold y'all. That's my a lot of guests I brought on. Now I'm listening to vernacular, And I'm like, man, come on. And you want me to take you seriously?
And I'm like, and the thing about it is, even though it's unfair, but it's the reality. Like when I see brothers and sisters on these platforms or these podcasts, they represent Black people.
Yeah.
And you got to be mindful of how you carry yourself. Now, ain't nobody designed to be perfect, and that's just okay. God is the only perfect being, but us, we're just imperfect beings, but we try to be the best we can. At some point in time, you got to understand when temptation strikes, not to like put yourself in that predicament. Sometimes you got to know, teach it like your mama taught you. Be someone that your grandparents and your parents would be proud of. If you out the blue trying to be like a real nigga to some niggas who want your position, that's a problem.
That is a problem. And also, I will say this: be the man that the lady would want to bring home to her family. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of niggas, the women, ladies just simply don't want to bring home to their family because they know that their daddy's gonna hold them accountable, and they know that. And also, ladies, be the kind of woman that this man would not have a problem with bringing to mama, or bring it to the sisters, or bring it to the aunties. That'll help you with your vernacular as well. Because you got a real one if the family, even if some members of the family, they good on it.
Give me 4 years, I'm a grown gorillas. Done deal. 4 years.
You heard it right here, but
Give me 4 years.
Even though you heard that song she did, she had the receipt from the Panthers on there. I'm like, good luck, good luck. Hey, don't be consumed by them preachers because a lot of them preachers don't live the life they be preaching to y'all in the pulpit, Mm-hmm.
Too many folks focus on the role and not the responsibility.
Yes, sir. That is definitely the issue.
Talk to me, V.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Liquor Talk. Go ahead and pull up that liquor if you haven't done so already for the season finale, y'all. Yes. Hey, Jack Daniels, we want a goddamn sponsorship, and we need y'all to put this damn bottle in the damn stores because y'all know I had to drive around like 3 or 4 different liquor stores to find that darn bottle, and I managed to find that at ABC, so.
What flavor that liquor is right there?
That is Jack Daniels Tennessee Blackberry. Yes, Tennessee Blackberry. Yes, so shout out to Jack Daniels, even though we know y'all sold for Uncle Nearest. Hey, Uncle Nearest, hey, y'all, we need y'all to come out with some flavor, so. Hey, we'll make it happen.
Shit, if we come out with some liquor, I would support that.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Uncle Nearest, they already have a bottle.
Hey, just to let y'all know, Uncle Nearest is hard to find in the stores. Uncle Nearest sells out all the time. In fact,
Yes, they do.
It's the great-granddaughter of the person that created it, who runs the company. She's been on like Forbes Top 300 or something like that.
Oh,
So she's doing big things. Uncle Nearest is making big moves in the liquor industry right now. So plans to come, alcoholic beverages and contents.
Hey, next time we do Liquor Talk, hey, one of us gotta get that Uncle Nearest. We gotta remember to get that Uncle Nearest. So hey, Uncle Nearest, if you're listening, holler at us because we need some sponsorship love around here, But speaking of love, unfortunately, the Jacksonville police, I'm sorry, we gotta talk about it. This was so unfortunate. Like, why the fuck does this shit keep happening to black men? Like, why can't we just get pulled over and get our ticket and go about our way? Because I've seen cases where other people of other races get to say, fuck you, you cop, just belittling the cop, just saying whatever they want to the damn cop, and the cop just ain't doing nothing about it. But then maybe 10 minutes in, after you getting berated by this person, that's when you want to put him in handcuffs. This man was simply he pulled over. He was cooperating. Now the cop gets him out and wants to start going Mortal Kombat on his ass. What the fuck, man? Why does this shit keep happening to us black men? And Juggy, you in Duval. I lived in Duval. Godfrey lived in Duval. Listen, I got pulled over by Duval police. They weren't like this. So
wait. They actually are.
So,
actually, it just depends on what part of Duval you in, because
technically JSO is some of the most aggressive law enforcement you will ever experience in life. Like, I've watched them like MMA, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the shit out of a whole.
For what though? That's my question. For what? What are you getting?
Remember Power Trip by Kendrick Lamar?
Yeah.
As somebody who's born and raised in Jacksonville,
Duval.
We have a black sheriff in Jacksonville, TK Waters, who was caping for the officers. And This is a systemic issue, guys. It's not limited to Jacksonville. There's cops in every precinct around the country that are no good.
Mhm.
I think the frustrating thing is, I'm going to preach this until I'm 6 feet deep. You want a change in the police, then you got to get involved in politics.
Yeah.
Amen.
You
Amen.
got to go to the city council meetings where they're giving 50 and 60% of the budget to JSO. If I recall correctly, because I keep up with things back home, because that's where I'm from, JSO is taking up the majority of the city's budget.
And
Ain't
got
that
If you're
some
going to
shit?
take up
Hold
the
on,
majority,
let me add on to Juggy's perm. They done got some brand new cars.
They got brand new cars.
They got brand new cars. That's a part of the budget. They got brand new cars.
You know what? And y'all wonder why America's infrastructure keeps lagging behind these other countries, because police departments who are so aggressive, they're getting all the money. And another thing this showed me is not all skin folk are kinfolk, because us black people need to realize that, because just because you in power, that don't mean you're necessarily gonna hold people accountable. But I will give some love to the Broward County Sheriff. Shout out to the sheriff in Broward County, who's a black man. He said, "Fuck that, I'm not helping ICE." Shout out to him. He's doing the damn thing. But going back to JSO, I will say all kinfolk ain't all skinfolk ain't kinfolk. And I'm like, and I see him taking up for his officer. I'm like, bro, why are you not holding your officer accountable?
Well, let me answer that question. From my experiences, because born and raised in New Orleans, I've lived across the street from a police station. I have an older cousin. When I started living in Jacksonville, I have an older cousin. Well, not an older cousin. Got a little cousin. He about almost 30. God bless him to see like 27 years, 28 years of age. And he had this idea of he wanted to be in law enforcement. And me and one of my homies I used to be cool with, we had a conversation with my little cousin. And the one thing, when we had this conversation about law enforcement, the most important factor I told him was, are you willing to be loyal to the badge that you put in your family to the side? And I said, and that's the reality situation. So when you ask, why does this sheriff look out for his people? That's the fraternity.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
When you represent that badge, when you commit your life to the badge, that's it. Family, friends, whatever association you're in, that's put to the side for the badge. Now, mind you, as someone born and raised in New Orleans and lived across the street from a police station, I didn't see these same folks who were supposed to be protecting and serving live in apartment complexes no more than what I was living in. They live under, like, unfortunate circumstances. Now, if you understand how the system works, most of these corrupt cops, they go for the big bus. They go for the big paydays because they know it's a big promotion involved. So they move the way they move, and they know who the biggest reactors are is us. So it's always been a systemic game to the point where if I can get this person to react the way I want them to react, or I can bust this thing down to the point where I get a big raise or get a big promotion where I can put myself a lieutenant, I ain't got to live in no fucking $1,200 apartment. I can live in a nice ass house. I can live somewhere in Green Cove Springs and shit like that. I can live somewhere in Altamont Springs or Longwood. I can live somewhere in like New Tampa area. And a new promotion just because I did the work. So people got to come to understand like how these cops move. They know for a fact black people is the easiest target because it makes them come up in the game.
Listen, I understand all that, but that doesn't justify killing black people though, because we can go back to Breonna Taylor, like, because how much justice did that cop did they get? Because I hear you and I understand. I hear that we're targeting and all, but how much does that justify killing an innocent black person though?
It's not more so where a target is the easier target. So when I specify that, it's the fact that in law, I think Juggy put me on game because I always told people when I wrote my book, America the Beautiful Corporation, which is available on Amazon and select bookstores. And the reason I brought that up is because by law, we're technically 3/5 human. But Juggy put me on game is that they abolished that law. They abolished that law. But the part that's so crazy is because we're the easiest target, I kind of caught on to the game to the reality that reactions equal ratings, ratings equal dollar signs. Black people are the most influential race in the world. And we endorse so much shit to the point where anything we do is going to be eyes to it. Look at Trayvon Martin. When you look at Trayvon Martin's situation, George Zimmerman should be rotting in jail right now.
George Simmons should got the fucking chair, but instead he out here doing tours.
But here's the part. But here's the part that's so crazy. When you look at it from the perspective of old people, because when I saw the jurors, they were like 50, 60 plus age jurors.
Yeah. So
it should
because there was a jury of the peers. That's probably how OJ got off.
But it's not like that. I ain't gonna cut you off, but I'm gonna just say this. When it came to the George Zimmerman, Trayvon Martin situation, the reason George Zimmerman got off is because he was tried on second-degree murder when he should have been convicted of manslaughter. That's third-degree murder.
Yeah. And so I just want to take 5 minutes to sort of break this down for everybody.
All right.
This is especially for the Book of Clarity crowd. It's for all three, really. I need y'all to listen very closely to what I'm about to say.
Preach.
Mm-hmm.
The police are protected on all 4 levels of government. Local,
state,
mm-hmm.
federal. Now, 3 levels of government. Local, state, and federal.
Yeah, local, state, federal.
Okay?
Or you can say municipal. That's 4.
Or municipal. So now, here's the thing. Let's say we take City of St. Petersburg, which is the police precinct of which area which I live in right now.
Mm-hmm.
They have their choice of 3-4 different police unions. And remember, they also have the National Fraternal Order of Police. Back to what you were saying, Godfrey, as a fraternity, there's federal code, there's state code, and there's local code. Now, remember, the majority of the people that are getting elected into office are, unfortunately, descendants of the people that used to enslave black people, because we know that the police was originally started to be slave catchers. Now, obviously, the police has evolved into something totally different. However, the legacy of how they treated people and the original purpose still stands. As of right now, the police exists to protect the property of businesses and wealthy folks. That's what the police is for. I'm all over Pinellas County, and I see the areas and neighborhoods that the police patrolling. And black neighborhoods and largely Hispanic or Mexican neighborhoods, the police are there. They're on the street. They got out the horses. They're pulling people over. They're doing checks. When I go in the wealthier neighborhoods on my runs, guess what? The police are never out there.
Bruh.
They might ride through once a day on their shift, and that's it. Now, I understand that there's more crime in black and brown areas, which is a whole different topic. The point of what I'm trying to tell everybody is this. If we collectively are tired, if we collectively want what happened to that kid in Jacksonville recently that went viral, another police misconduct video, viral on social media, if you want to stop that, show up to the city council meeting. Matter of fact, show up to there's public meetings that the police has with the city commissioners, with the city council, with the mayor. It can be intimidating at first. Take it from me. It's intimidating at first because they got guns that protect them. But if you want to see the change, you have to show them that we are not afraid to meet them where they're at, where they're making the rules and we're not paying attention. We have to sacrifice some of our time and talk to these people.
We do.
And when you have governors like Ron DeSantis in office, they're going to protect the people who do the worst acts as police officers. And listen, I understand and I know that there are hundreds, thousands, if not maybe tens of thousands of officers that are in their community that really actually help make the world a better place.
Yeah.
And I thank you for that.
Yeah, shout out to those officers because I've met a few of those officers that are now in the community. They're not only in the community, but they know the community backwards and forwards. And to Juggy's point about riding through St. Pete, I grew up in St. Pete. He is fucking right because I grew up in the neighborhood where we saw none but people where black people are. I had friends in the neighborhoods where black people were. So, of course, he is 100% correct. And hell, living in Tampa, I see that shit a lot. The only time I see the police, if I go to the wealthy neighborhoods, if they're sitting on Bruce B. Downs trying to catch somebody speeding. That's the only time I see them. But even when I lived in St. Pete, they had all their speed traps on the south side of town, on 54th Avenue South, you know, where the black people at. So, of course, so I definitely agree with that, you know. But to the family of the young man in Jacksonville, we're praying for you. We hope your family gets the outcomes. You also, by the way, you need to sue the insurance company that insures the police departments because there's a company out there that I just don't have the name of it. You know, there's a company out here that insures the police departments in case of some bullshit happens. Y'all need to go after them departments as well.
Yeah, it's a big ass lawsuit. That's all I can see, because when you watch the body cam of that incident, and he recorded the incident himself, that's an act of vandalism, that's assault, and that's abuse of authority. At one point in time, forget about the abuse in itself. The part that bothered me the most was you broke the guy's car window.
Yeah.
Because he didn't oblige to your demands. Think about that for a second. You were that bothered by me knowing the law that you broke my car window and punched me dead in the fucking face.
That is so fucking.
First of all, my New Orleans side would have probably got shot that day because I'd have punched the dog shot his ass. And I'm not even saying that as no reaction. I probably would have punched the dog shot his ass. Because ain't no fucking way I'm going to allow you to disrespect me like that. When the guy literally said, I stopped you over a traffic light, over like headlights. First of all, it's raining like cats and dogs like it was earlier tonight. Mm-hmm. And you're coming out of the blue and telling me you stopped me because of my traffic lights? Why do I need 4 law enforcement officers to conduct me about one traffic light? Or at least one headlight?
For real. And that's what a lot of things we deal with driving while black. Because sometimes we'll get like 2 police officers. I'm like, why the fuck y'all gotta have 2 of y'all pull up? Now we make this whole scene for no reason over something that's small and minuscule, and that can be, you know, that we could just alleviate with a conversation like, hey, just go ahead and get this on with no problem.
And then to add on to your point is an act of perjury, because according to the body cam, when they did the police report, it was completely different to the video.
Of course, because the officer sat up there and lied. Of course, the officer, he was going to fabricate that report and stuff. So, and also another thing us black people need to do is we need to take advantage of these apps that we have a lawyer on call, because there are some people that have created lawyer apps that where you can call a lawyer right then and there. So that way, if you're getting pulled over, that way you can tap the app and then get a hold of a lawyer. Because I know there's Legal Shield, and I know another black person created another one. Y'all tell me the name of it if you're watching this. But there's a couple apps where you can get a lawyer on the phone, and the lawyer can be present while you're talking to the police. Because I remember there was one case where a gentleman told me, hey, I got pulled over by the cops. I literally called my lawyer. My lawyer was on the phone the whole time. And about 10 minutes later, he was like, okay, the officer was like, you're free to go.
And, you know, I think we need to understand that all the people that are apolitical out there, the president, that the current 47, DJT that's in office right now, one of the major things he ran on was, if you elect me, police won't be prosecuted. He literally goaded police officers.
He told y'all this.
Go and commit violence in neighborhoods. This is the same person that tried to overthrow the election back in 2020, right? And so I think what we have to understand is we have to put people in power who, yes, they have to work with the police. We all have to deal with that. But they also hold them accountable, because there's no way a black sheriff, a visibly black sheriff in Jacksonville, Florida, will say that his officers did no wrong. You just named 4 different infractions that the officer committed.
And I'm not even part of law enforcement, but I know the law. See, with the add-on to Juggy's part, here's what America needs to do, especially black Americans. We need to act like we give a fuck.
Yep.
Hello.
We need to care in departments like politics, because as much as you talk about like Donald Trump saying that he was willing to give law enforcement or high officials immunity, they actually were trying to get this out of law when Biden was in office.
Correct.
But because we, not just black Americans, but Americans in general, don't care about politics, we place ourselves in these predicaments, and now we're upset by the outcomes. Like, no, bro. At some point in time, there has to be accountability for the people.
Yeah.
The American people have to be held accountable for the lackluster knowledge that they present. Because you know how many videos and like shows I've watched, Jeremy, when they're like Latinos and blacks and white that support Trump and don't even know why they support this man. They only look at him. What I accepted over time and maybe because I had a few 420 sessions, and I'm not saying this as like some type of like shock value. I'm saying this as some honesty. I came to realize they looked at Donald Trump as a celebrity and not the guy that he really is.
Oh, correct. And also, you got to think about it as well. They just endured 8 years of a black man being president. So, of course, they're going to do something radical like that as well. Because now
they fear change. Because when Obama was president, I tell people off the bat, he might not have done a lot for you, but he did a lot for what my circumstances was. If you understood what Obama stood for as president, it was supposed to be the method of change. Now, to some folks, they'll try to give you this woke statement and say, well, Barack Obama being president didn't mean much because he was just a puppet. No, because most of the plans that were implemented would never have gotten done with Obama as president. I've actually read videos, and it's kind of ironic Juggy's right here because he's a political guy. There was a guy in a Republican office that was with Obama and had literally said, and quote, Obama has some great ideas. We were just trying to sabotage his man.
Of course, because, that's what Republicans try to do. It's like, that's why when you get a Republican office, they will sabotage anything the Democrats will do, because there was so many times you look back at political history where the economy was doing good, America was in a good place, only for a Republican to come in and just fuck it all up because, he's a Republican.
It's kind of a two-way street. When I learned, my big brother taught me this. Republicans are all about making money. Democrats are all about like trying to get money. The difference is Republicans will find a way to make money if it makes sense to their bottom line. Democrats want to make sure there's money that's coming into them. Yeah. So that's why they always, it's something that I started catching on to. I've always noticed that when black folks, we've been known to support Democratic Party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
What I've learned over time, and as I got older, we were originally Republican.
We were.
But what changed was the Welfare Act in the 70s, when they told the law where you actually had to choose between benefits or the family.
Correct.
And a lot of people chose the benefits over the family.
And a lot of mothers, and a good amount of mothers chose benefits over the family. So because of that process, or because of that choosing, they went Democratic Party because say, you know what? They fucking over you. We're going to look out for you. And there's always been this type of mental stranglehold when it comes to our people. So at the end of the day, I'm saying is when Black America and when America in general learn to give a fuck about things that don't intrigue us, but it actually looks out for our well-being down the road, America will change. Because as long as we got these old heads like Donald Trump and like Mitch McConnell and Jerry Jones taking care of like high positions and power and not being progressive for the American people, it's always going to be this way. It's always going to be this cycle.
And I want to just bring this up while we're on the topic of politics, Vic, if you don't mind. I'm going to make it as quick as possible.
All right.
I want you to hold this up. I'm going to make a special point because it's so important.
Mm-hmm.
Right now in the state of Texas, this is black people right here. It's pure, right? This is a chaser. This is Jews. The Republicans are saying, oh, we want to dilute the black and brown vote. We don't want your vote to have power. So what they're doing is redrawing the districts, the voting districts, and saying they'll arrest Democrats when they come back in the state because they want to take power at midterms and have pure unadulterated control. Remember, Donald Trump said you won't have to worry about voting anymore. So they're really serious about this as part of Project 2025.
Sounds like
why I'm bringing this up. I mentioned Texas because now Texas has now influenced Florida. Florida's legislature is now looking at redrawing districts. Let me explain everybody what this means. That means when you vote, your vote does not have power in the district that it's supposed to because they've redrawn where the liquor is now diluted by all the Jews. So your vote is being spread out over a large area so that it has no power. And so basically what it's a term for it is called gerrymandering. I'm telling everybody this right now. Your local precinct, please learn who your city council is, learn who your city commissioners are, learn who your state representatives and senators are, learn who's appointed as judges and elected as judges in your precinct. You need to get involved now because we are very, very close to the edge. If this goes through, you're going to start to see states succeed from the union. I will repeat this again. States are going to try to secede from the union and not accept federal money.
They're calling it Project Esther.
Yes, they're calling that Project S. I saw that. Y'all, listen.
If you saw Handmaid's Tale, it's Handmaid's Tale on steroids, but in real life. And it'll be a lot harder. And I'm just telling everybody, for years, Vic, we've been riding with each other for many years now.
And you've been a strong advocate for politics.
Obviously, voting is one aspect of politics, but it's a very important aspect of politics because we don't vote in large enough blocks. And a lot of that has to do is because the people that are in office don't represent the needs of the everyday people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm telling you guys now, see if running for office is something that you want to do. If you're going into law, you're going into law enforcement, you're going into political studies at college, look at running for office. Because I'm telling everybody right now, the America that we know, the America that we're used to, the systems, the benefits that we're used to having are not going to exist. This is Custer's last stand.
Yeah, actually, add on to your point, I just read something a couple of days ago. They implemented a law where they're taking care, they're literally eliminating Medicare, Medicaid, and other benefits that are supposed to be inducive to the lower income homes.
Yeah.
So what they've done is in the new budget at the federal level, they've cut $800 billion from Medicare and Medicaid.
Yeah, I saw that. They cut that. They cut out the budget, and then the next thing we see is the White House getting an upgrade. I'm like, what the fuck does that need to do? $200 million upgrade, and now they're cutting out this, and also I'm like, but PBS got cut out. NPR got cut out.
Matter of fact, what was the Daily Show? They got canceled because
Stephen Colbert.
Yeah, and now Trump is trying to turn this into a goddamn dictatorship. So you know what? We need to stay woke, and we need to be out there influencing this shit because other countries have shown us that if you influence if you show up with the rallying, them governments will back the fuck down. So
when we start giving a fuck about our well-beings, things will really change. But until then, you got these old heads in higher position of power.
Yeah,
that should have been for like a younger class. Like when you look at Cory Booker or what was the guy? You talk about him heavily in Florida. Before his scandal, Andrew Gillum.
Andrew Gillum. He could have easily been the governor if we got behind him. Yes.
But it boils down to, like, I tell people on the back, like, no disrespect to Ron DeSantis, but he's a fucking idiot.
He is, and you know what?
It's not even on no shade day. I watch his mannerism and I watch the shit he does. It's certain things. It's a hit. Like before you graduate high school, you have to learn about financial literacy. Mm-hmm. That's something that should have been learned in school when I was in school.
Yeah, when we were in school, we should have got that. We should have definitely learned that.
Matter of fact, when I went to school at UNF, they literally tell you your last course had to be implemented in a business in your last semester in college. That's things that should have been learned to prepare your life.
Yeah.
And my problem is I have accepted over time that certain people are in positions of power because of affiliation. Like DeSantis ties to Trump is what maintain him that status as mayor of, as like governor of Florida. My apologies, as governor of Florida.
Yeah.
Because truthfully, like I have the fact that this dude had the audacity to say that slaves were indentured service. We have thousands of documentaries and books and movies that prove otherwise.
And original documents.
Yup.
And I'm glad we're bringing this to the topic because I know, V. Jones had this conversation about, BET Awards and Soul Train Awards, and they were being suspended because, like, the new ownership of BET want to bring back some form of decorum.
Oh, you didn't know that? Oh, yeah. Also, when I saw it, it's like Trump is influencing them,
But here's the thing. This is what goes back to what I said. If we really gave a fuck about our well-being and we gave a fuck about blackness, we would have did something about it. So at some point in time, we as Black Americans need to start implementing plans and execution in order. We ain't got to be fully Huey Newton and a Black Panther. We could be like the great debaters, like Denzel Washington and Jody Smollett.
And I want to say this. We talk about Ron DeSantis, and a lot of people say, what's so bad about him? Because there's a lot of people that support Ron DeSantis.
Man, y'all don't even know.
Let me give you one quick example. Tell me if an honest person, not just in politics, the job is to pass laws that benefit the people and take care of the people of Florida, Floridians, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why was Ron DeSantis signing new law into action at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Because he did. That's some slick shit. You know,
Well, would you trust somebody that made a deal that made if we all three of us were doing business together, all three of us, Real V Jones, N.O., and J.D. Jugs, we're all in business together. Godfrey and I decide, we gonna sign a contract and a special agreement on funding at 4 o'clock in the morning. What is Real V Jones doing? Real V Jones is sleeping.
Or at work.
But he has no idea what we're doing.
That
so
is
as the governor, why just go? If you want to be evil, just be upfront with the shit.
Yeah.
Be upfront with it. Why you gotta do it in the middle of the night and then act like everybody's supposed to know what it is you just passed? You pass it in the middle of the night like a snake.
Because you know, if we were awake and to hold you accountable, we would have held your ass accountable. We're going to leave it right there, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot to deal with. And we're not going to take up the anniversary episode. We're not going to take up, you're good. It's all love, we're good. We're not going to take it up.
Blame it on the BlackBerry.
You know what, fuck, we'll blame it on the BlackBerry. But fellas, Godfrey requested this topic weeks ago. What did y'all think of? You know, I would have never known this company, astronomer or whatever. Astronomer, however you say it, if it wasn't for the goddamn CEO. Why the hell you motherfuckers cheat? I understand you gonna cheat, but why y'all getting sloppy with it? You know damn well that this is not your woman. Why did you all hugged up with her at a goddamn Coldplay concert? Why, man? Why? And then you get mad and want to duck off. No, you don't even know it. That shit. As soon as the camera pan to y'all want to jump back. No, own that shit. So, I feel bad. I know we're joking about it, but I do feel bad for the parties that they were married to. Like, why, if you're going to do something like that, why not, what happened to the days of dealing with your side person in low-key spots? Not a goddamn concert. Godfrey, you wanted to talk about it, so we gonna fucking talk about it, man.
Let me finish this sip.
Lord have mercy, because it's so bad it done gone viral. Everybody and their mama was mocking it. I'm like, it was Jet 2 Holiday Coldplay concert. Where, Godfrey, go ahead, man, because I need a sip of this shit. Good Lord have mercy.
First of all,
here we go.
How can I say this respectfully?
You gotta
give respect. Right. If you want to be an asshole, be an asshole. You got the green light.
For y'all, I'll be an asshole. First problem is, like, if you're going to bring your side chick to a concert, why are you bringing her to, like, a Coldplay concert at the nosebleed level?
No, they had the suite. They had a suite. That was a suite.
First of all, you bring her ass down there to the floor seats. You a CEO, bro.
Yeah, you a CEO.
You take her ass to the floor seat. Second of all, if you're going to cheat on your wife, make sure she don't look like the mascot from Wake Forest University, my nigga. Let's get that shit out there. Fuck out of here with that crazy
Jimmy Dick is in the house.
Shout out Jeff T. Spawn to this bitch.
Shout out Tim Duncan.
Fuck out of here. Fucking shit stronger than Jimmy. This dude was a straight up simp because you could tell he didn't plan this shit accordingly. Even if they had a suite, at what point in time did you think it was a good idea to be up in the nosebleed, trying to be booed over the side chick at a Coldplay concert? You know the type of lie you had to tell your wife and kids? I gotta work later night, you know. This gonna be like this big major plan that we put together, make some big money. No, your ass want to go listen to Viva La Vida at a fucking concert.
And hold on. Listen, Miss Side Chick ain't so innocent either because guess what? The side chick is HR for the company you are CEO of. Ma'am, what are you telling your husband? What are you telling your kids?
First of all, how did she get the HR position in the first place?
Now we know how you got the HR position. Mm-hmm. You had to turn some OnlyFans chicks. We know how you done got the position because you just told on yourself.
I got to a point now, like we're in 2025. It's August. Time flies, Jeremy. I've accepted that these dudes are just horribly sloppy. But they think the intention is going to save them from their sloppy behavior.
Bruh, How many motherfuckers knew about the damn company Astronomer before this shit happened? And also now our grandparents are looking at us men like, what the fuck? Because Grandpa had a whole nother family on the other side, and Grandma was okay with it, and people back then.
In fairness, Grandpa, not my grandpa, but Grandpa had a whole other side of the family because he was technically the only breadwinner. Because back in the day, before the Vietnam War, women weren't allowed to work.
Mm-hmm.
In this case,
they couldn't have bank accounts.
Yeah, they couldn't have bank accounts. God damn it!
Damn, they couldn't have bank accounts either.
So it wasn't that they wanted to stay; it was that they couldn't go.
Yeah, they completely
it wasn't acceptable.
Even in add on to your point, like even in the Vietnam War, when they realized all the dudes that were like enlisted to fight in Vietnam, nobody was paying the bills, so they had to force the women to work. That's why when
hold on. I read also somewhere where the black men were sending their wives the money while in Vietnam, and white women weren't okay with it. So that's what forced black women out of the house to work. Because the white women bitch to their husbands like, oh, why is she working? Y'all were being fucking Karens back then. Because black women were holding it down. But getting back to the grandpas and stuff, also, we weren't sloppy back then as well. We didn't have social media. They knew how to hide shit as well.
And Bubba Ray and Del Rey, Bubba Ray and Del Rey, Lewis, Johnny Bo, long live Grandpa Johnny Bo. You know what I mean? I'm just this generation just is sloppy.
Rest in peace, Bubba.
But they, I think.
We just live in a time
I think power corrupts.
Yeah.
Absolute power corrupts absolute.
Yeah.
And so look at the CEO of Astronomer. He's not unlike many other CEOs and quote unquote bosses in sort of the elite, of our society. You look at Donald Trump. You look at Elon Musk.
Trump, you said Trump.
He said like the damn lady that was singing.
That's exactly the point.
Nigga talking like he a conquistador.
Over here singing for somebody that don't give a fuck about you, but continue on.
But he want them nigga votes though.
He want them votes.
What's that nigga Byron Donald said? Daddy's back.
Oh my! Oh!
God damn it! Continue your point about the CEOs. Fuck them.
Why he got to be black?
Man, listen.
Man,
I'll train his ass for like. What's that one chick name? The white chick. No, the white chick who want to be black so bad. Rachel Dozell.
Oh,
damn!
She wasn't that bad.
She wasn't that bad. At least she know how to make collard greens, my nigga. We'll take her ass to Miss Shirley's in Baltimore, my nigga.
Oh God! All right, continue your point about the CEOs and stuff.
I feel like, we've talked about this many times, Big. You know what I'm saying? On Men's Only Round is that you gotta have discipline. I'm talking about me. Myself, I'm talking about everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We have to have more discipline as men.
We do.
Obviously, he was at an elevated step, going out with his side piece at a public concert with an internationally known band in the suite.
And of course, the camera lady in the suite is gonna catch that. And listen, you making this motherfucker famous. This motherfucker, the damn camera lady on Instagram.
Everybody's gonna be at the Coldplay concert now.
The question you should ask yourself is: would he have done this at a Maroon 5 concert? No, he would not. So why would you think it's a good idea to do that shit at a Coldplay concert? Now, in fairness, it was an unfortunate event, but at some point, this is how you know it was pure karma. A kiss cam is literally just picking any random people out in the audience. They chose them two.
Of course, they chose them to. And this wasn't even a basketball game. This was a damn Coldplay concert. And I already know the ladies wouldn't let this happen at no Beyonce concert or a Chris Brown concert. Wow.
Hey, hold on. I was finna fuck around and give me one of them lady friends and like, yo, we gonna go to a Chris Brown concert. Like,
yo, I heard Chris Brown turned Tampa up.
Yes, he did. However,
I turned it up for real.
Yo, he did. I heard that.
Blackballing Chris Brown.
Yeah, quit blackballing his ass. Rihanna didn't forgive him. But anyway, I heard that as well. But I also heard that there were men that were going to their woman, but their woman was just eyeing them like a hawk. Lady, what the fuck, man? How the hell why be with somebody that you can't trust?
They think about it like this. In the 90s, when there was a Keith Sweat concert and that dude brought a lady friend to the Keith Sweat concert, you know what was going on.
Uh-huh.
It was a win-win situation. So in 2025, if a dude is bringing a lady friend to a Chris Brown concert, that's a win-win. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But back to what we saying about old boy with a Coldplay concert. His wife made a statement. She's going Jillian Cartwright, Family That Prays on that ass. So if you watch the movie The Family That Prays, which to me is Tyler Perry's best movie, I understand y'all folks is just used to like him doing black trauma, but in fairness, y'all chose to watch the movies. Y'all know what this nigga been doing for 20 years. When it comes to like him,
That's true.
the CEO of Astronomer, Andy Byron, that's his name. His wife is going Jillian Cartwright on that ass. So if you know the movie Family That Prays, the wife watched her husband, William Cartwright, mess around with Sanaa Lathan for like the 75%, 80% of the duration of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
When the mother told her, like, look, you know you don't have to put up with this, right? You can actually divorce him and take half his shit. She threatened divorce on him to get him to act right, to leave the side chick alone. That's what the wife did. Now at this point in time, he gotta be like Kevin Hart 2016 when he got caught in his scandal.
Wow.
Damn.
Back in the archive.
Yeah.
And he remember.
Back in the archive.
You gotta remember when he got caught in Vegas, what happened? One of the guys who worked for Kevin Hart tried to extort the guy for money, and that's how he got caught for infidelity.
Mm-hmm.
That's what actually happened. That's what's happening with Andy Byron. At some point in time, like here's what I have a problem. Here's what I have a problem with social media today. This is what I have a problem with this generation. It's the audacity of this generation. Yeah. It's the fact that we think we're trying to treat infidelity as some form of normality. It's not supposed to be that case.
Not at all.
Not at all.
I don't give a fuck what the circumstance. Like I don't give a fuck what the circumstance is. It should never be any point in time where you think it's a normality or it's supposed to be appropriate for a dude or a woman to cheat on his spouse, and then they supposed to take you back because hey, somebody else took him back. Beyonce took Jay-Z back.
Yeah.
No, fuck that shit.
No. What works for them is not going to work for you. You know what I'm saying? It may be cool when they do it, but guess what? It's not cool when you do it. Just because it works for them may not work for you. And also, you got to realize what kind of person you're dealing with, because there are some people, you might be able to pull the wool over them, but then there are some people that they know their fucking worth, and they're not going to stand for that shit. They're going to hit that divorce like when that lady did with Tiger, you know what I'm saying? Because that lady, after that scandal, guess what? She hit Tiger with them damn divorce papers. So guess what? It ain't going to work on everybody. So guess what, you know? So don't try that shit. And also, you work at a damn company, because now this gives the company a bad look. So of course he was going to step down because it gives the company a bad look.
The company reputation.
Yeah.
You're the CEO, and I just, like, all of us have made mistakes or whatever, but, like, I just felt like, bro, like, you could have been you could have did it more sophisticated than that. Bro.
You could have hit her something. You could have did what some other people did, which was fly the chick and get U.S. passports to go to another country and have their babies and make sure they get citizenship in a whole nother country, so that way your woman wouldn't find out. But you know,
that's extremely elaborate. But
yeah.
But the part here's the part that screwed them up. If the CEO wasn't hugging the HR representative from behind, they wouldn't have got caught the way they did.
Hell yeah.
Now, if you were smart, they should have hugged one another from the side. They would have never known they were messing around. See, you could have got that neutral play.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got the neutral play. So if you hugged
you were so comfortable.
Yeah, they were so comfortable until the damn camera showed up.
And you could tell he never done shit like this. This how you could tell his side piece wasn't shit. He resigned, but she didn't.
Oh, damn.
Put that in perspective.
Well, the CEO is the leader of the company.
But hold on.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. The CEO left, but she didn't.
Yeah, and she's HR. She's in charge of who
She got dirt on everybody. She's in the unique position.
Yeah, so she got dirt on everybody.
That's why I mean she ain't shit. She got dirt on everybody. So at some point in time, you got to understand, if the big boss is gone, like, yo, if TikTok love us regardless, no matter what.
Yes.
So,
Shout out to everybody on TikTok, but continue your point. She got dirt on her. If you got dirt on everybody, fucking expose that shit,
no,
you know?
No. You be smart. You put yourself in a position where I got dirt on everybody. That's why when Diddy supposedly got off on that RICO charge, that whole trial was a bunch of bullshit. This is at some point in time when it came to the big trial.
Break it down.
Diddy The whole case, here's the problem what I had with the Diddy trial. It was supposed to have been about him being a part of the Epstein files. They made the case about tampering with him being...
Shout out to the people that be looking in here, but continue.
So we got Blackberry Jack Daniels. If you're trying to swing by, you got to knock on the door. Three hits.
3 hits. Knock on the damn door if you want to come inside, but continue.
But the Diddy trial was supposed to have been about the Epstein files because his name was found in the Epstein files. They made it about a domestic abuse charge. So now you're trying to add tampering on top of the files.
I didn't know that.
But yeah, hold on. I don't know how they're trying to make it tampering when they tampered with the damn files when they raided his damn apartments in LA and Miami because they knew some of the federal people who got caught up in that shit. But
it goes back to what I said with the JSO. They had all the information. They try to make the big bust. They try to make the big play. Yeah. And it backfired. See, what their mistake was with the justice system, when I caught on over time was, and this was equivalent to the Young Thug trial, they tried to use the fact that his infractions was going to get him automatically penalized. Until they realized, by law, I don't have to admit to anything. By technicality.
Yeah, because you do have the right to remain silent until a lawyer is present.
I think that's the 4th or 5th Amendment in the Miranda rights. Correct. So the part that was so mind-boggling about the Diddy trial was the fact that their main witness was his ex-girlfriend, who was 19 years old. Now, first of all, I don't fuck with Diddy like that because Biggie, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, all them other people at Bad Boy. That's why I don't fuck with Diddy like that.
Ken Porter, yeah.
Ken Porter.
There was so many people that had some stories against Diddy, but something happened to them.
But in this specific trial, you fucking with a 19-year-old, and you knew for a fact, okay, we're gonna get this guy in jail and shit like that. You already served like 8 months in prison time.
Who was his last girlfriend? Young Miami, right?
Carisha, you're supposed to be representing Florida.
First of all,
I heard that
Coochie got Section 8 food stamps.
You know what? You're right about that. I can't even argue with you on that.
What she let dude like pee on her or something like that?
I heard something.
Golden shower or some shit like that.
But they want that bread, you dig?
And of course.
But that's how it is. Matter of fact, when you see all them women out here flexing with about 5-6 bands and shit like that, they going to Dubai.
Oh shit! I heard about that.
That's actually real. That's actually real.
Bro, I fucking heard about that. I'm like, ladies, listen. You know what that tells me about the ladies is they don't fucking love themselves if they were willing to do some shit like that.
No,
because ain't no way in hell if you love yourself, you gonna love yourself to allow yourself to have some shit like that happen to you.
As true as that sound, they ain't trying to be broke. So
I know that. Well, 1, 2, 3 jobs, damn it. Like the rest of us.
That's the problem. If they're willing to compromise their self-respect for 5 or 6 figures and they don't have to work 2 or 3 jobs, they gonna do it. Like, yes. There's a whole, like I told you before, we did a past episode of like Liquor Talk, and there was like women being on OnlyFans, which to me is like the most virtual way of pimping I've ever seen.
Yeah. Pimping that you could get a NFL legend, to retire you,
Chad Shaw brought it up himself, but that's a whole different story. Here's a reality situation. There's a whole person that made $1 million off in like 3 hours. Who was this person's subscribers? For her to have $1 million in 3 hours and shit like that. Because the one chick who got her break off Dr. Phil, that Cash Me Outside chick.
Oh yeah.
She made a couple 7-8 figures at OnlyFans. But the part that nobody ever discusses or nobody ever talks about is which of them OnlyFans models actually made the Forbes list.
Ooh. Because a lot of them, they probably ran through that money.
It's pimping. At some point in time, this OnlyFans shit, I'm telling you, within the next 3 years, it's going to be one big operation sting. And they're going to catch everybody.
So is it going to go down like the T app went down, where everybody just starts suing the app because, a lot of personal shit that got exposed?
They're going to start suing the people and try to push the originators or like the content creators or like the creators of the app. They're going to move in the background and not get caught up in shit like that.
Yes.
Because the dudes out here that's subscribing or they're pimping these women out, They're the ones out here that gonna try to meet them eventually, like behind the scenes.
Y'all creepos, but yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Liquor Talk, the anniversary episode. The more you drink, the better we sound. Jug, you about to make a point on that, you know?
And I just, people get it how they live. I'm not going to go the whole morality right because people understand what is right from wrong. But the one thing I will say is that every choice you make has consequences. And so, when you go to OnlyFans route, I'm sure a lot of people that have listened to the show have been on OnlyFans. It's a thing or whatever, right? Well, one thing I will say is this. You got to account for yourself.
Of course.
In the long term in this country. We see where inflation is right now.
Oh, Lord have
if
mercy.
Something happens to you, put your body on the line in a different way when you're doing that type of stuff. You put your body on the line doing that. If something happens to you, then you're going to be screwed. And then everybody's going to know that you're screwed. People in that industry get burned all the time in a very literal way.
And not to add on to your part, you remember, we just talked about it, eliminating Medicare and Medicaid and shit like that.
Yeah,
the only thing that's supposed to be like sustainable to your well-being, they eliminate that shit. So now you got to find your own dental care.
And you got to pay out of pocket.
Yeah, you got to pay out of pocket.
And no co-pays, you hear me? You got to pay all that shit out of pocket.
Hell yeah.
So what I learned was, I ain't going to cut you off, but I learned over time, any issues that you have, you better take that shit to urgent care.
Yep. Take it to urgent care and call it a day. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is Liquor Talk. Yes, this is the men's round. This is the season finale. Now, fellas, I saw this on TikTok, and it goes back to cheating as well.
What they said on
Man, listen, I saw the video of this man. He left his phone in his car. His wife got a hold of the phone. Wife knew the passcode and stuff. And this man was wife gets hold of the phone, locks him out the damn car. This man gets desperate and starts breaking down the windows of the car to get in the damn car. Husband and wife. So my question is, bro, why the hell are you destroying your car just to get your damn phone? And also, why are you not thinking smart? So, fellas, my question is this. Would y'all share your phones or your technologies with your partner? Yeah, you ain't got nothing.
I say this as a person that's been married for a while.
Yeah.
Salute to
you. Salute to him. You gotta be disciplined to yourself first.
Yes.
If you're not disciplined and self-respecting of yourself, then when you get in a relationship, no matter how much you love that person, how much you care about that person, it's not going to matter. Mm-hmm. You have to be concerned about you and how you present and how you treat other people first. That has to be a top priority. That then flows over into when you get in a relationship, when you're dating, when you get engaged, when you get married. That carries over. Now, nobody's perfect. No. Mm-hmm. Nobody's perfect. Everybody's going to make mistakes. Everybody has vices. Everybody has, different hang-ups and stuff like that. We're human. We're imperfectly imperfect.
Yeah.
And so
we're perfectly imperfect.
I would just, there's a guy on TikTok right now, since we're on TikTok, who has y'all seen the Click Boom videos? Have y'all seen those? He has not done one copy of a Click Boom. It's always different situations involving men. And the point of me bringing that up is we have to learn how to be more accountable.
We do.
Now, I'm talking about me first. I'm not putting anybody out there. I'm saying we got to learn how to do better and be more accountable. Because it's making for all these different shows, all these different content creators are going crazy on this stuff. You got to care about your own reputation. Your reputation should be above everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Am I known as somebody who's telling the truth? Am I known as a person who's going to take care of other people? Am I known as a person who is considerate and kind? Having a reputation like Diddy and Donald Trump and all these other characters, that's not a good thing.
No, it's not.
It's not a good thing.
It's the morally bankrupt folks that think because they have money, they can dictate any type of relationship. I salute folks like you who are happily married because that shit ain't easy. Relationships are not.
It's not.
Easy.
As someone who wrote a book called The Player's Playbook, I remember telling a friend in Baltimore last year. And I told her gee shit, I'm not a relationship expert. I just know life. I know how the game is. at some point in time, men and women have to be accountable for the decisions they make.
So,
Yes, they do.
And that's the problem. It's we live in a generation where there's no accountability, but they think attention is supposed to like overdraw accountability.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, you're still gonna have to be held accountable for your actions.
Yes.
I'm tired of like seeing these relationship podcasts talk about men and women, but at some point in time, I'm gonna say it like this. My cousin called me on the phone earlier today. I'm glad I can share this advice on this platform.
Mhm.
My cousin said, shout out to DJ Time Fox. He said, and quote, a man's kryptonite is vulnerability. A woman's kryptonite is accountability.
Ooh, that's a ball right
Because
there.
we're so egotistical
Yep.
because of our position.
Yep.
But we complain about our position. But the truth is, we complain about our position because of the women that we're holding down.
Mm-hmm.
The women who lack accountability is because they believe they should be exempt from the circumstances. There are some women out here that have multiple kids, multiple fathers,
And they be the main ones.
and they want a man. And I tell everybody, you ever pay attention to a woman, her conversation? All you got to do is listen to a woman. Don't look at it as a fuck piece. Pay attention to the woman. Listen to what she's telling you, because eventually she gonna tell herself.
And that's why a lot of them hated Kevin Samuels, and a lot of them, they starting to hate Kendra G too, because I see a lot of women, they be trying to hold all of us men accountable and stuff. But yeah, I'm looking at you like, ma'am, you the one with 3 or 4 kids. You the one that probably, you holding me to this standard, but let's see what your baby daddy look like.
And I just, a lot of these guys have a lot of kids too.
Yeah,
that's true. That's
and
true.
I want to put, and the reason why I want to put that out there,
too many
because
procreators, not enough fathers.
Yes. Fellas, wrap that shit up if you know you only.
The reason why I want to put that out there is because as a guy, we don't have to deal with the things a woman has to deal with when it comes to kids.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to deal with that. And so we've lost the respect that we need to have in many cases, not all.
No.
We want women to go through when they have kids. Now, I'll say this. I got homeboys, and there's people I know, they got a lot of kids. When you have all these different kids by different women, now you're creating broken households.
Yep.
Remember, I can't remember the lady's name. She went on Cam Newton's podcast.
Oh, Cheyenne.
There you go.
Cheyenne.
And she was basically telling him to his face, you created a whole bunch of broken homes.
Yeah, you know what? And listen, instead of taking the accountability. Yeah, and also, instead of taking the accountability, they went in on her. I'm like, take the fucking accountability and stop looking at the damn source, you know?
But that's the problem. This is the thing. When we value niggas in the comment section who don't like to come out the house anyway, that's where the social media problem comes into play.
Yeah.
Because what he says ain't wrong. What Dr. Cheyenne Bryan, her pretty ass, even though I know she dyking,
I heard she go both ways.
Like,
I heard she go both ways, but
I know her nigga on the side is really a stud chick, but that's a whole nother story. But here's the reality situation. She's not wrong for what she said. It's the fact that we live in an era where nobody wants to take accountability and pay attention to the advice. You're too busy trying to kill the messenger and not paying attention to the messenger.
Yes, that's is the problem with this generation.
That's what bothers me about this generation, because it's too many people out here trying to say, well, you did this, you did that. Did you even listen to what the fuck I told you?
You know what?
I'm one of the people that can say, I give a fuck about your well-being. And a lot of people can say that. I actually would say, yo, you got this chick here, you got that chick there. The reason you impregnated all these women, I'm talking to the men out here, you hear me? Y'all impregnated these women because if you can't have them, nobody else can have them.
Hello, and you know, Godfrey just dropped a fucking bar. You know that other single men are now going to be kind of scared away by the fact that she got a kid. So guess what? That is something goes back into the territory.
I got to hold some of you women accountable because you laying up with these niggas you see no future with.
Yeah, but you're not making work happen too. But continue.
Add on to that. You ain't strapping it up. You letting these dudes fuck because you fear being alone. So out of the blue, when the moment he hits and you choose to go through that 9-month process and have that nigga baby because you fear being alone, I had a lady friend, I told her this. Men don't get the shit together until another man comes in the picture.
Hello.
And the moment that baby daddy, sees another man in the picture, he finna sabotage that shit. Or he gonna say like, hey, that's your problem now.
Oh, you know what? And I've seen it in some cases where, I've had female friends that we just hanging out as friends. We go to nice places. The very next day, her boyfriend comes out of nowhere like, hey, let's go here. Now I'm like, you know what, bro? Why the fuck you so scared of me when you should have been doing what you need to be doing the whole time? And also getting back to you cheaters, men, don't be afraid to show your lady your phone if you ain't doing nothing. And also, Apple done made it to where you gotta put passcodes on shit. And also, if you are cheating out there, change your fucking passcodes. Stop doing shit so sloppy, and don't be giving people access to your shit.
We need to stop treating infidelity and cheating like a normality. It's not normal.
It's not a normality. I agree. I agree. It's not a normality. But I'm saying if you're gonna do it, stop being so fucking sloppy.
But the fact of the matter is we got to start holding people accountable.
Yes, we do.
If the problem is we live in a social media era where too many folks crave attention, then nobody wants to hold folks accountable. I'm tired of seeing niggas do skits about cheating like it's normal. That's not supposed to be normal. I don't give a fuck what a nigga tell you, Herman. I don't give a fuck what a chick tell you before. If she gives you for your infidelities, she know for a fact she waiting for you to either fuck up, she wants your money, or she's trying to find the next better option. At some point in time, just do right. It's not hard to do right. Y'all listen to these immoral folks that think they're supposed to because they got money, they be exempt from any type of consequences. Karma's real.
Yeah, karma is definitely real. And also, all the damn cheaters, it's going to come back on you in one form or fashion. And also, better believe the person cheating on, they know. And it's going to come back in one form or fashion, and we going to look up, you might be in an old folks home, and guess what? You can't find your person because I've seen stories where old folks, there's people that work in old folks homes where they have nobody come to check on them. So that might be your damn karma right there. You might get old and nobody's gonna come to check on you. Nobody's gonna come check on you. You might be sitting in the old folks home. Nobody's gonna come see about you. So means the nurse home can do whatever the fuck they want to do to you.
And I just want to say to everybody out there, if you still got your grandma,
or your grandpa,
still got your grandpa, if you still got your aunties, still got your uncles. I just lost uncle earlier this year.
I'm sorry. Condolences, man. I'm sorry about that, man.
And I wish that when he called me, I would always pick up.
Amen.
And there were times we called me and I didn't pick up.
Mm.
And my message to everybody out there is, people are dying. All of us got a date. If you say that you love somebody, if you say that you mess with some, and I've known each other since, I think, 2006, 2007? 2007.
Almost 20 years.
If you say that you care about somebody, be that person. Because life is not promised. And I want to tell y'all something, man. Is what you're doing right now with your life, is it really fulfilling? Is it making you happy? If what you're doing with your life right now is not making you happy, are you doing something to change it? Nobody's going to do it for you.
Nobody's come to save you. Nobody's come to do it for you. Nobody's come to save you. So out there, listen. If you're out there, you got to start to change. If you say you want to make change, you got to make the change yourself. The change starts within, You did stress about a big point. And also going to mental health. If you have friends out there that you've been rocking with, check on your boys every once in a while. That's why I'm glad to have these two with me, because guess what? If they can tell when something ain't right with me, one of them will hit me up, So I'm grateful for that. And also, shout out to my other friend out there on Dakai. He'll check on me as well. So you know what? Check on your people as well. And also check on your people. But also, I will say this, though, as a devil's advocate here. Check on the ones that are good for your mental health, because I ain't gonna lie, there are uns that they probably never gonna hear from me again because they are toxic, and I can tell they have toxic spirits about them, and they can be some assholes for no reason. So check on the ones that give you good, that are always happy to see you, that will always uplift you, that are always showing you love. Don't check on the motherfuckers who are always got something negative to say about you. Don't check on the ones that will always just say some bullshit to you or always trying to put you down for no reason or to make themselves feel better. Hey, let them motherfuckers die. Check on the ones that are always positive, that are always happy to see you. Y'all know who them family members are because life is short, you know. So that's why I was like, when Juggy lost his uncle, I had to say prayers up for Juggy. And I had to call one of my other uncles that are good to me, you know. Check on the ones that are good to you because life is short out here. We can't be trying to please the ones who aren't good for us. Check on the people who are good for you, not the ones who are not good for you.
I've learned over time, you know, life is short is because time is short-lived. You get 24 hours in a day, you got to make that shit count. And when you really think about like 24 hours in a day, you're already spending at least 4 to 8 hours to sleep.
Yeah,
so spend another 8 to 10 when it comes to like work. So you'd already spend between 12 to 20 hours a day or 12 to 16 hours a day just off that alone. Then you got to utilize another 8 hours. It's 24 hours in a day. You make that shit count. You check up on family members. Ever since my pops, God rest his soul, passed away in 2019, I learned on me and my godmother and my mother, we check up on each other like every day. I even send a text message. Have a nice day. Love you. Or if I don't hit her up that same day, I hit her up the day after. Or I check up on my grandmother. My grandmother's 84 years old. Wow. She's the last grandparent I have. And the fact of the matter is, I tell people on the back, you hear me? Like, I lost a sister-in-law like a year ago.
Damn.
Imagine seeing your niece and nephew have to live life without their mother. That shit fucks you up.
Damn.
That's a different type of like pain. And I went through some pain in my lifetime. But like, when you understand like life is precious, if you got a chance to clean your health, if you got a chance to like love more, if you got a chance to like clean your inner circle up, you hear me? Do that shit. I don't give a fuck what a nigga tell you. You ain't gotta. Here's what people gotta understand. You don't have to entertain every negative comment on social media.
You don't.
Most of these folks, you hear me? They can't even get out their fucking house.
You know what? And also to that point, I'll also say there's some comments you might have to say in your head, man, go fuck yourself. Don't say that on social media, but sometimes you just gotta.
It's like you ain't.
And also, I will tell y'all this: the book, The Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Y'all read that shit. That'll change your life because you know what? There's some. It's like God said. There's like some people you don't want to entertain, and also don't entertain them unless you're fucking them or they're funding you or certain family members. Like, hey, it's like if there's only a certain family members I actually care about what they say. So to my cousins that hate on the podcast, them motherfuckers can go fuck themselves to me, you know?
But they're not really supporters. They just want to be in your position. And that's
the
territory. At the end of the day, like, life is precious. Utilize your time wisely. Like, your boy out here, I didn't finally got my record clean. I'm about to clean up my debts. I'm finna get back to the 600 credit score. I'm putting the work in to get me a new car by the end of the month.
We gonna get it.
Life is fucking precious.
We gonna fucking get it. By the way, I'm gonna give them a free promotion, Dota. Shout out to H. Greg. You need to hit them up because they approved my ass for the 500 credit score. So hey, they found somebody to approve me. So hey, go ahead and talk to them people. They'll look out for you.
They're looking out. But at the end of the day, life is too precious. When we realized, I remember having a conversation with a homie. And I literally was, and it brought to my attention. Maybe it was a 420 session. Maybe we was drinking. I don't know what it was. But I literally told him, like, bro, fast food don't kill you. You consuming fast food 3-4 times a day starts to fuck up your system.
Hello.
You out here trying to gangbang with niggas you know they have no future with. Fucks up your life. You fucking with women you know they got 3-4 kids. That they know they see no future and they just living off circumstances. So they gotta get on OnlyFans just to avoid being broke. That fucks up your situation. Put yourself in better predicaments. Put yourself in better positions. Like, you don't have to entertain everybody to get attention. You just need to do better for yourself. When you start to learn how to love yourself, the blessings will come.
Yes, they will.
This is why, like, my homie out here, I met this dude a year ago. I just finding out, like, this is his 7th year doing Liquor Talk. He stayed consistent. He stayed persistent. Say, you know what? No matter how many guests, no matter how many people I had on this podcast, I'm going to still keep this flowing because I see the vision. I'm around out here. I knew this dude since 2007 at FSCJ. We was out here playing Super Smash Brothers Brawl together. Getting our ass kicked by a guy named Jason. We were out here like
Doing the tournament.
yeah, in tournaments and shit like that. Bro, this dude was out here doing bowling clubs. He was the guy that set up bowling tournaments every Sunday as a gathering and shit like that.
Yeah.
That's how long I've known this guy.
Listen, like I said, I'm grateful for this guy. He is the most productive thing that came out of the Florida Black Singles Trophy group because you know you joined the group trying to meet somebody, but you never know. You meet the people you need because I know him since 18. My only, like I said earlier, my only regret is I should have tapped into him sooner. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
I
of
think
course,
but you got to think about it like this: it's not really a regret because if it was a regret, he would have never came back. He would have never came to your service.
so I really appreciate you for not
It's just-
not saying that.
It's
You know,
just a life lesson you learn for a fact. Sometimes God ain't gonna put you in a position right then and there, but over time, if you trust Him and you do your part, everything gonna play itself out. Just like for instance, like when Juggy told me when I came back from North Carolina, I was out here doing FEMA work. He was like, "Hey man, you know my dog Victor, he gonna be in Baltimore doing this little convention."
yeah, I think we had met before then, and you had came on the podcast before then as well. Yeah. And then I remember you doing the podcast before that, and I kept talking about it, and then that's when you said, "Hey, I want to be out there." So that showed me right there that this man is here for a lifetime.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you gotta embrace the people that want to be here for a lifetime. Because this man could have said, "Fuck it," and got him a car, but he said, "No, I'm gonna pull up to Baltimore and I'm gonna be in this man's corner." You know what? That meant a lot to me, and I'm like, that's why I had to go ahead and cop the book. That's why whenever he tell me he got a play going on, we're gonna run some things going on. And also, and going back to Juggy been with me for a while and through the thick and thin because he could have said to hell with the vision, but but he said he saw it and rolled it out. Because and I remember the first men's only round, it was just me, Don, me and two other guys. But then I reached out to him and I said, "You know what? Let me see if he'll get on," and then the rest has been history. And now the part where I kick myself is like, I should have tapped to him sooner. But like you said, things happen for a reason.
And I just want to say, Vic, everybody can't be consistent in the content creation.
No.
You got to fucking on it at the end of the day.
It's a commitment to this.
Yes. You got a bigger following. Bro, the merch is coming. Following is coming. The YouTube checks, you know what I'm saying? The TikTok checks, all that stuff is on the way. I'm speaking that into existence. You're doing an awesome job. We're going to go all the way to the mountaintop together. We appreciate all y'all for riding with us. Listen, if we could do 70 years, we could do 10 years. When we do the 10th year anniversary, we got to throw a big party. We got to have some local celebrities.
Yes.
We got to talk to some people.
Listen, I'm not trying to wait till the 10th year anniversary to have local celebrities. I want them local celebrities to bring their asses here now, goddammit. Bring y'all asses here now,
Shout out to the boy B. Jones. He's going to be out here in Baltimore in October. I might join him. If I do, I'm looking for some Detroit Bays. Yeah.
Hey, listen, if he finds some Detroit baddies, I might have to ride there. I'll come to Detroit when it's not snowing, you know what I'm saying?
Now, I know probably by the time we get to Detroit, it's gonna be like Howard Homecoming. I'm gonna be a hoe. I'm gonna be a hoe. So
you know what? Too much to drink, bro.
I feel where he's coming from. So you know what? I think if we do go to Baltimore this year, we're gonna have to say fucking and run car and go to DC because Baltimore, Juggy, that was literally nothing. The first night we were good, but then the second night we were like, what the fuck?
First of all, let me tell you something. When the hookah lounge is next to an abandoned church, that's when you know you need to reevaluate your life.
You really do. You really do.
Next to an abandoned church. Not a church, an abandoned church. You don't even know what type of church it was.
And you know what I realized? We would have just did better hanging out in the lobby because you remember there was so many people that was at the conference. They were just all hanging out in the lobby. I'm like, then we should just hang out in the lobby, vibe with them, and call it a day. But, so Afros and Audios, here's your free promotion. If you're going to be in the Baltimore area, I don't have the dates in front of me, but it's going to be in October, Afros and Audios. Check it out. It's where all the black podcasts is going to be. A podcast conference for us. That people that look like us are going to be there. So check it out. Also, check out your boy because I'm going to do a Q&A live one of these days. But this has been the 7th anniversary episode. The season 8 finale. Season 9 is coming out sometime in September. But I want to thank these two guys because these two guys that kept me going. I want to thank Godfrey, thank Juggy for keeping me going. We got New Orleans and Jacksonville and St. Pete in the house, all keep me going. I want to say thank you to everybody. Duval, everybody. I want to say
They got
thank
for
you.
the Jaguars in September. Like
Champions
Liam
of the
Cohen.
season.
No, hold on. Liam Cohen. That's all I'm going to say. Liam Cohen.
Liam Cohen, listen, you left Tampa. You better make some shit happen, dog. You left Tampa. You better make some shit happen.
If not this season, the next season.
No.
If not this
Hey,
season.
Duval, go ahead and get Jacksonville their new stadium already. In Tampa, we need a new stadium too. We need 2 new stadiums, by the way, Tampa, by the
Maybe
way.
gonna have another.
First of all,
year.
Tampa need to focus on what they're going to do with the Rays. Because I've been hearing some shit about the Rays, about new ownership.
Hold on. Listen, let me kill that right there. New ownership already said we're going to keep the team in Tampa. They already talking about we're going to keep the team in Tampa. So we're not going to Orlando. We're not going to...
I got an update on that as well. Apparently, the city has decided that they're going to fix the roof to Tropicana Field, so it should be ready at the start of next season for the Rays.
Yeah, however...
Do it for Evan Longoria.
Yes, do it for him too. However, I heard that baseball might be going through a lockout, but you know what? That's another story for another day. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the men's round. We do this every month on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, coming live on TikTok, wherever you get your platforms at. And if you want to be a guest, go ahead and slide them DMs because we're based in Florida, but we're just a DM away. Thank you to everybody that's been pouring up with us. Shout out to the people who are sober on their sober journey. Shout out to everybody pouring up with us, whether it's Jack, whether it's vodka, whether it's tequila, whether it's wine, or whether you just got a damn beer from the corner store.
We say no to Hennessy. It tastes like Burrow Pennies.
You know, I know, hey, you say that, but there are plenty of people that drink Hennessy. No matter what you're drinking, thank you for tuning in.
Niggas who drink Hennessy eat ass.
Yes. Thank you to whoever, whatever you've been sipping on. I don't care if you're sipping in another country because I know that some people in Africa that probably don't even drink it. You know, thank you to all whoever is sipping. Guess what? Get that liquor ready because we'll come back real soon because we're 7 years strong. We got 7 more in us. So until the next episode, peace.
Check them out. Check them out. Afros and Audios in October. You hear me?
Yes, Afro Side is October, y'all.
Clarity family.